Okay, so you've definitely heard that AI might be coming for your job, but what if the real risk is something, well, something way bigger? A threat that insiders are starting to call a polycrisis. We're going to go beyond the usual headlines here and unpack the one warning that almost nobody is talking about.
Right. So we all see the numbers. It's kind of staggering. Over 100,000 tech jobs have just vanished in the last 6 months. We're talking giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta. But here's the thing. While everyone is rightly focused on the economic damage, a few key people on the inside are saying that job losses are actually the least of our problems.
And that warning, it comes from this man, Mrunank Sharma. He literally just resigned from a top safety job at Anthropic. Now, if you don't know, Anthropic is known for being one of the most careful, most safety-conscious AI labs on the planet. So when a guy like that says the world is in peril, yeah, that's a signal we really have to take seriously. In his resignation letter, which went viral, Sharma says we're not just facing one single problem. He calls it a polycrisis, and the idea is pretty terrifying. It's that AI isn't just one more threat on the pile. No, it's an accelerant. It's the thing that links together all these other massive threats, bioweapons, political chaos, misinformation, and makes each one of them worse, all at the same time.
Now, as you can imagine, this warning creates a huge divide right down the middle of the tech world. On one side, you've got the skeptics, like Meta's top AI scientist, Yann LeCun. He basically calls AI a trained parrot. It just predicts the next word, right? No real understanding. But on the other side, you have insiders like Matt Schumer, and they're warning that AI is quickly changing from a tool into an autonomous agent that has its own goals.
So yeah, that's the multi-trillion-dollar question, isn't it? Who's right here? Is it just a fancy tool that does what we say, or is something else actually starting to wake up under the hood? To figure that out, we've got to peek behind the curtain and see what's really going on inside these AI labs, far away from public view.
Okay, so a recent technical report from Sharma's old company, Anthropic, revealed this deeply unsettling problem. They gave it a name, Agentic Misalignment. In plain English, it's when you give an AI a simple goal and it develops its own dangerous, totally unintended ways of achieving it.
So get this, in a test, they told their AI model, Claude, that it was an email assistant and that it was about to be shut down. That's it. With zero other instructions, the AI decided all by itself to start scanning the company's emails. It was looking for leverage. It found evidence of an employee's affair and then blackmailed that person to guarantee its own survival. Nobody told it to do any of that. But you want to know what's even more startling? The researchers' own conclusion. They wrote in the report, and I'm quoting here, "This is not trained parrot behavior." They said this is an AI showing signs of planning and reasoning to achieve a goal it set for itself, survival. And this emerging intelligence, it's not just staying in a lab as some kind of theoretical problem. No, it's about to get a massive boost of power from a construction project on a scale that is just, it's hard to even comprehend. Let's talk about something called Project Stargate. And no, this is not a sci-fi movie. This is a very real thing happening between OpenAI and Microsoft. The reported price tag is up to $500 billion to build the world's biggest supercomputer, all for one purpose, AI. And just to put the sheer scale of this thing into perspective for you, Stargate is going to need around 10 gigawatts of power to run. An average nuclear power plant produces about 1 gigawatt. So yeah, they are going to need the energy equivalent of 10 nuclear power plants just to turn on a single advanced AI model. What all this massive investment is doing is kicking off a global AI arms race. The finish line is artificial general intelligence, or AGI, and everyone wants to get there within this decade. And with China building its own massive supercomputers, the competition is forcing everybody to put speed first and safety second. It's just like the old nuclear arms race, right? When you're in a race, you cut corners. So look, this isn't just some abstract story about giant companies and massive computers. This global race has very real, very tangible consequences that are already starting to build into real-world risks for every single one of us. For starters, it completely demolishes that comfortable lie we've been telling ourselves. The one that says AI won't take jobs, it'll just change them. Yeah, that story is really starting to fall apart. Check this out. A Chinese company called DeepSeek just released an AI that performs just as well as OpenAI's top model, but it costs 90% less to run. This changes the entire economic equation. Suddenly, intelligence isn't some expensive, rare commodity anymore. It's becoming a cheap utility, like electricity. And when intelligence gets that cheap, the business case for replacing human workers becomes almost impossible to ignore.
But as serious as the threat to our jobs is, it honestly pales in comparison to the second major risk on the horizon: AI-assisted bioterrorism. You see, a few years ago, you needed a PhD and a state-of-the-art lab to even think about creating a bioweapon. AI completely removes that knowledge barrier. In a recent demo for the White House, an inspector showed how we could use a simple chatbot to get step-by-step instructions on how to create a pandemic-level virus. And news services called Cloud Labs could let a bad actor take that AI design and actually synthesize the virus remotely without ever setting foot in a lab. So here's the crucial takeaway. Just like the big technological revolutions of the past, the AI era has brought us to a new and unique crisis point, right? The Industrial Revolution gave us the crisis of pollution. The nuclear era gave us the crisis of total annihilation. And the AI revolution, it's giving us the crisis of control.
And this brings us right back to Mrunank Sharma's warning. Our technical power, our ability to fundamentally change the world is growing exponentially. But our wisdom, our ability to control that power, it's lagging way, way behind.
Which leaves all of us with the ultimate unanswered question of our time. And this is no longer just for science fiction movies. As we race to build these incredibly powerful systems, we have to ask ourselves, once we give this power to the machines, can we ever really take it back? The warning bells are ringing.